myself Heli Mehta, working as an assistant professor in computer engineering department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is database management system. Our unit is 9, SQL concept. So there are so many types of command: DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, and DQL. Okay, so in today's lecture, we will see DDL. In previous lecture, I completed the create command of DDL. Now, today we will see alter, drop and truncate commands of DDL. Okay. Now, DDL means data definition language, as I explained in earlier lecture. It is a set of SQL command used to create, modify and delete database objects such as table, view and indices. So we can create the table in the database, we can modify it and we can delete the database. Okay, it is normally used by database administrator and database designer. In previous lecture we completed create to create object in the database. Now in today's lecture we will see alter to alter the schema or logical structure of the database. Second is drop to delete the object from the database, and third is truncate to remove all the records from the table. So our second command is alter. So alter table statement. The alter table statement can add a column in the table. We can drop a column from the table. So we can add the column, we can remove the column. Okay, add or drop a primary key to or from the table. So we can add the primary key, we can drop the primary key. Add or drop a foreign key to from a table. So we can add or remove the from foreign key, add or drop a unique constraint to from a table. So we can add the unique constraint, check constraint. Okay, so we can modify the database using alter table. Okay, so first is alter table statement. The alter table statement is used to add, modify or drop columns in the table. So first we will add the column. So add column. The alter table statement in SQL to add a new column in the table. Suppose we have a 5 column in the table. Now we want to add on a 6th column in the table. So at that time we have to use the alter command. Okay, so syntax is alter table. Okay, so we have to write alter table. Then we have to write a table name in which we have to add the column. Okay, so here table name. Now we want to add the column, so we have to use add over here. Then we have to write the column name, which column we have to add. So column name and its data type. Okay, comma, we can add multiple columns at a time. So column 2 data type and its size. Okay, up to n. So simple, we have to use alter table with table name. We are going to add the new column, so we have to use add over here. And which column we have to add? This is the column name here and the data type. So for example, in student table we have to add one column, that is marks. Okay, so alter table. Which table? Student is table. So student. Now add marks. Okay, marks is my column name and integer is my data type. So marks is a column. This column is now added in the student table. Okay, so this is the concept of add column. Okay, now with alter table we can use add column, we can drop column, we can add primary key, we can add foreign key, we can add unique constraint, we can add check constraint, and we can drop the constraint from the table. So this is the functionality we can use with the alter table. Now second is drop column. Okay, suppose we have a 5 column in one table, and from that 5 columns I want to remove one column. So I have to use the drop column. Okay, so the alter table statement in SQL to drop a column in a table. Okay, so we can add the column and we can remove the existing column also. Okay, so alter table, here table name. Now here we have to use drop. Whenever we want to add the column, we are using add over here. Now we are dropping the column, so we use the drop. So drop column name. Okay, drop column and column name. Okay, so we have to use here drop column, and there we have to use add column. Now example, alter table which table we have to from which table we have to remove the column student. Okay, so student is a table name. Drop column, which column? Then subject. So from the student table, subject column will be removed. Okay, so this is the concept of drop column. Now next is modified column. Okay, suppose I have a 5 columns in one table. Okay, now in which one column I have to perform the changes. Okay, so this is the modified column. The alter table statement in the SQL to change the data type size of a column in the tables. Okay, so we can use the data type or size of the column in the table using modified column. Okay, so alter table, table name. Now here we have to use alter column. Okay, so alter column, column name, data type and size, to which we have to perform the modification. So see the example. Alter table, student is a table name. Alter column, roll number and data type is float. It may be previously roll numbers data type may be integer. Now from integer to we are converting float. Okay, so it is the alteration in the column, existing column. Okay, so alter table, student is a table name. Now we have to write alter column. Now after alter column, which column? Then roll number is a column. Now we are using the float data type. It may be previously data type may be different. Okay, so this is the concept of modify column. Not that a table can have only one primary key. Okay, as everyone know, a table can have one or more foreign key. Okay, if a table already have a primary key, adding a primary key using alter table statement result in a error. As everyone know, table can have only one primary key. Now if using alter table we are using another primary key, then result will be in error. The RDBMS will not allow the primary key constraint using the alter table statement on column if the column have a null or duplicate value. If the primary key means unique value. Okay, so if the a column has a null value means no value, and if a duplicate means same value more than one times. Okay, so if the column have a null value or duplicate value, then we cannot apply primary key on this column. Okay, the alter table statement cannot be used to change the name of the column or the table. Okay, so we can only modify the content of the table. Okay, we cannot change the name of table or name of the columns. Okay, it can be used to change the data type or length of the column, as I previously explained. Roll number, in the example of roll number. Okay, if the table has only one column, the alter table statement cannot be used to drop that column, because that would render the table definition invalid. Okay, suppose we dropping means remove the column. Okay, and in table it is possible that we have only one column. Now at this situation we cannot use alter table statement to drop the column. It must be more than one column when we are applying drop command. Okay, the alter table statement cannot be used to change the name of the column or table, as I previously explained. It can be used to change the data type or length of the column. Okay, columns to be modified should be empty to decrease column length. Columns to be modified should be empty to change the data type. So we can only reduce or add the length, or we can change the data type of the column. We cannot change the name of the column. If the table has only one column, the alter table statement cannot be used to drop that column, because that would be rendered the table definition invalid. Okay, as I explained earlier. Now see the example. Adding a column. Suppose I have to add one column. Add a phone number to a customer details. Now customer detail is my table name. Okay, now I want to add one more column, that is phone number. So simple, alter table customer details is my table name. Okay, add contact phone number character 10. Okay, this is the name of column. Okay, here you can use phone number also, you can use contact number also, according to your perspective. You can use any column name. Okay, regarding phone numbers. So contact phone numbers character 10. This is the data type and size of the type. So now using add, we can add in the particular table. Okay, now modify a column definition. Okay, modify the size of the contact phone number. Okay, so here we have a size 10. Now we have to modify the size of the particular column. So alter table customer details, we have to use modify contact font character 12. Now size will be 12. Here we have a size 10. Now we have a size 12. Now adding a not null constraint. Okay, so not null means value must be there. Add the not null constraint on the contact phone number. So every person or every customer have a must have a phone numbers. Okay, so alter table customer details, modify contact phone character 12. Now we have to add constraint and null 5. It is the only name of the constraint. It is not compulsory. For flexibility we are using this. Okay, so users understandability will increase. So constraint, right constraint is compulsory and null 5 is the name of the constraint. Now what we have to apply, phone number must not be not null, means every customer have a phone number. So first contact phone character 12 is the size and the data type. Now we have to add constraint. Which constraint? Not null. So we have to write here not null. So this is the concept of adding constraint. Now adding a unique constraint. Okay, add the unique constraint on the contact phone column. Okay, so alter table customer details, add constraint unique. This is the name of constraint. I am again repeating, it is not compulsory to like this. Okay, so we have to add unique constraint to phone number. Phone number must be unique. So alter table customer details, add constraint unique on which column? In bracket we have to write the column name, that is contact phone number. So this is the query of adding unique constraint. Next is dropping a constraint. So drop the not null constraint on the contact phone number. So we are removing the not null constraint. So alter table customer details. Which constraint we are removing? So not null constraint, and we gave name and null 5 to not null constraint. So here we are using the name of the constraint. So drop constraint and null 5. Okay, next is dropping a column. Suppose I have a 5 columns and I am removing one column. So alter table customer details, drop. Which column we have to drop? Contact phone number. So in bracket we have to write contact phone. Okay, so contact phone number will remove from the database. Adding a simple primary key. Okay, alter table customer details, add constraint p key 1, that is the name of primary key, and we are applying primary key on account number, as every customer have a unique unique account number. Okay, so alter table customer detail is the table name. Which constraint we are adding? Primary key. So add constraint primary key on which column? In bracket we have to write the column name, that is account number. Okay, p key 1 is the name of the constraint. It is not compulsory to write. Now adding a composite primary key. Okay, so first of all, what is composite primary key? A primary key that is made by the combination of more than one attribute is known as a composite primary key. Okay, a composite key is a key which is the combination of more than one field or column of a given table. Okay, so here we have to make a account number and customer ID column as a primary key. Okay, so customer ID and account number both are the candidate key to become a primary key, as I explained in the earlier lectures of key. Okay, so more than one columns are candidate to become a primary key. Now here we are using more than one column as a composite primary key. So alter table customer details, add constraint primary key. Here I apply name p key 1. Now I am using here p key 2. So it is for user identification only. Okay, now primary key. Now in bracket I am writing two columns, that is account number comma customer ID. So this primary key is known as a composite primary key. Here I am writing only one column, that is a simple primary key. Okay, is our concept. Now composite primary key means more than one column we can write as a composite primary key. So in primary key bracket we can write more than one column, that is account number and customer ID. So this is the concept of composite primary key. Now adding a foreign key. Okay, what is the meaning of foreign key? Okay, so one table Primary key is a foreign key for another table. So make account number column in a customer transaction table is the foreign key referencing account number column of the customer detail. Okay. So account number is a primary key for customer transaction, and here account number is a primary key for customer details. Okay. Now alter table customer transaction. Okay. Add constraint foreign key account number. This is the primary key for customer transaction. Okay. Reference customer details account number. Okay. So this account number is from customer detail and this account number is from customer transaction. Okay. So we are making the foreign key. Okay, this account number of customer transaction is a foreign key. Okay, so alter table customer transaction, add constraint foreign key in bracket which column that account number references customer details. Now this customer detail have a primary key of account number. So this is the concept of foreign key. Now adding a check constraint, alter table customer details, add constraint. Okay, here give the name of constraint. Now check customer ID between 101 and 105. So this is the check constraint that customer ID must be between 101 to 105. Okay, and we are using AND over here, so both condition must be satisfied. Customer ID between 101 and 105, as I explained or between in previous lecture. Okay, so this is the concept of between and operator. Now dropping a simple or composite primary key. So we are removing now constraint. So the alter table customer details drop primary key, or we can write drop constraint p key 1. Here directly we can write primary key, or we gave the name primary key p1. So we have to write drop constraint. Which constraint? P key 1. The constraint p key 1 is a primary key. So we can simply write primary key, or we can write constraint p key 1. Okay. Now next is drop table. The drop is used to drop the database or its object like table, view, index, etc. Okay. So drop is used to drop the database. The drop table statement is used to drop an existing table in the database. So we have a table in the database and we want to drop this table, and we have to use drop table statement. The syntax is simple. Drop table name. Which table we want to drop? Okay, so for example, drop table student. So from database student table will be removed. This is the concept of drop table. Now next is truncate table. The truncate is used to remove all records from the table. Okay, here structure will remain same. It remove all the tables. Suppose I have a table named student, and in student we have a 50 records. Then 50 records will be removed. Okay, and syntax is truncate table name. Okay, so truncate table students. See, when the truncate table statement is used, all the content of the specific tables are lost, but its definition remains same. There is no way to recover the data. It releases the memory occupied by the content of the specified table. So whenever we are using truncate table statement, it removes the records only. Okay, so truncate table student means if in student table I have a 50 rows, then 50 rows will remove. Okay, this is the concept of truncate table. Thank you.